Welcome to the Jeremiah Patterson Show. I wanted to get on here and do a quick video because there is a lot of news happening today, but there is a very special thing that's happening today. The 50501 movement is a relatively new organizing event that is anti-Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They have been organizing protests all over the nation since Trump took office. And what that movement stands for is 50 protests, 50 states, one movement. And their newest one was just organized for today, April 5th. As you can see on the map, there are protests expected all over the nation. Well, today is officially April 5th, and they are happening right now. And people protesting Elon Musk, Trump, and Republicans as they are actively eviscerating the federal government. This was outside of City Hall in Boston, Massachusetts today. You can see thousands of people gathered to protest what is happening, just magnificently large protests there. This was in Oregon today. Residents lined up along the streets holding up their signs. These are images out of Washington, D.C., New York, Florida, Ohio. This was today here in Houston, Texas. One sign reads, "Hands off Social Security." Another reads, "Impeach Trump." This one here is particularly striking. It reads, "Hands off our lands, our speech, our country, our economy, our schools." This here was today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Indiana, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland, Providence, Rhode Island. And as you can see, the ones in D.C. there are so influential that they're literally not just at the National Mall gathering and just, having a huge protest. They're also taking over D.C. subway stations. I mean, that's how influential and large this is. They are marching. They are protesting, holding up their signs. And this is more than just a couple of local protests in the United States or by your local city hall. I mean, this is a movement because they're not just here. These protests have gone global. This is a hands-off rally in Berlin, Germany today. This is one from Paris. You can see the signs there. "Stop the hate. Democracy is not for sale. F Elon and the felon." You see what he did there? It works. This one is out of Portugal. Other protests, of course, were recorded in Hungary, Serbia, and Turkey, among other nations, standing in stark defiance to essentially what the Trump administration is doing here in terms of this abrasive assault on democracy, human rights, the economy of other countries, the Constitution, and also just world order, quite frankly. These protests are not getting enough national attention, enough national media attention, but they are still happening in mass. And they are still happening in large part because citizens are continuing to organize and to continue to be defiant and have that resistance still present. This is why this is a good thing. I wrote a book last year after Donald Trump won re-election, and it's a 7-rule guide on how to be a part of the resistance and fight back. There is information in this book on Project 2025, the history of authoritarianism here and also abroad, and how others have fought back. Essentially the signs to know that your country may be ending its democracy. This is an ebook. I wrote it last year. I recommend that you get it. This is rule number 7, mobilize and activate. Quote, "Knowledge is power. But simply knowing and not acting is not enough. You must mobilize and activate. Join the opposition chorus by protesting, using your voice, posting on your social media, raising awareness, and becoming a part of pro-democratic groups and institutions. Research, organize, and coalesce." What we are seeing happening around the country is not just, people protesting because, something happened and they feel bad about it. People are protesting because what we are seeing is the rights being trampled over, everyday liberty rights being trampled over. We're seeing the Constitution essentially being walked over, the Trump administration actively defying federal judges' orders. What we are seeing is citizens snatched off the streets, protested, snatched out of their homes, essentially because of their support for Palestine. We are seeing an abrasive assault on the First Amendment of the Constitution. We are seeing an abrasive assault on constitutional rights, on human liberties, on civil rights in the states, in terms of trans people in Iowa having their civil rights revoked, It's going to be a matter of time before they go after, the rights of other minorities, like black people, of course, and Hispanics, which of course is nothing new, but it's going to gain more momentum as state legislators are continuing to consolidate power and to strip away your rights at the local level. We talked about it here on the Jeremiah Patterson Show last week when I did a special report on how Republicans are consolidating power in the states to make your state literally a small dictatorship. That's what's happening right now. But what we are seeing is citizens continue to fight back and to fight back en masse, because it's not just these massive protests that are happening here in the United States. It's also around the world. And it's happening around the world because authoritarianism is not just rising here in the United States as Elon Musk and Donald Trump are trying to merge authoritarianism with an oligarchy and end democracy here, but it's also around the world because authoritarianism is rising in other countries as well, as right-wing people are winning the elections there and trying to eviscerate democracy and freedom and protections there as well. Because civil rights and the free press, all of that is under attack. It's clear here that what is happening is something that is different, something that is special, and something that is historic. It's changing in terms of the way that people are viewing the world, the way that people are viewing this administration. That change definitely should have came prior to the election, which should have resulted in a different outcome. But it's happening. There is a large resistance movement that is happening right now among the citizenry of this country, the Fourth Estate. And we're going to be talking more about that on my YouTube channel, The Jeremiah Patterson Show, which you are watching right now. So I recommend that you like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this video. We're going to be talking about that more on my show that's going to be coming out later on, either tonight or tomorrow morning. So be sure to stay tuned for that. All right, that does it for us. I will see you for our full news show later on. Just wanted to make this quick video about these major historic protests that are happening right now. Be sure to comment any suggestions, questions, or your thoughts on this video. If you are a fan of the Jeremiah Patterson Show, please recommend it to your family and friends. You can also support by donating us financially, as this is independent journalism and we rely on your donations to continue this crucial work. A huge and heartfelt thanks to all of you who have supported either by getting my book Resistance or sending in money. Your donations and your generosity do not go unnoticed. I'm eternally grateful for it. Be sure to follow us on Blue Sky and Substack at TJPS News. If you have any questions, news topics, or requests, or you want to do a collaboration, you can email me tjpsnews@gmail.com. All right, take care. I'll see you soon.